Morning, it's Monday. Just the camber bolt was turned up for the Range Rover, so I've just chucked that on. I've just got to do the drive shaft nut up, put the wheel on, and then we'll run it down to the garage to be tracked and MOT'd. Then I've got to bring my Jag back, which I've left at the MOT station this morning, just so I've got a way of getting back. Then I've got to go and take the smart car home, pick up the Mini, the white Cooper, because that's in my garage at home, but I need it back up here, and I need the smart car at home. Then I've got to do the brake pipe on the blue Mini today, and hopefully get that done, get it in for retest this afternoon, because that's really got to go back to the customer tonight. So let's get cracking. Right, so got the Mini up. I have squashed the line there to cap it off, and obviously I've got to replace all this all the way down here, and I've clamped the flexi up so then I can undo it and remove it all the way out, and we'll try and match it up. So let's undo that joint there. Right, that's all done. It's all in, all the way to the back. There we go. So now just got to whip the wheel off and bleed it up. Right, good morning. The wife has the 322 back. That's all MOT'd and done. So now it's my first day back in the P38, but it has been struggling. Cold start issues. So let me demonstrate. So it's the first time I've got in it this morning, ready to go. So we're on. Glow plug light has just gone out. I'm going to do it again. On. Glow plug light gone out. Ready? Still trying. Oh. There we go. And we get a nice big black plume of smoke out the back. I don't know if you can see that over here. But now that'll run fine all day. It'll start fine all day. So it's only going to be either the glow plugs or maybe fuel is returning back to the tank and not staying in the lines. Or possibly the leak off pipes, but I have done the leak off pipes, but the quality of fuel pipe at the moment seems to be terrible across the board. So right, let's get to the workshop. We've got a few things to do before I can get a chance to have a look at this, but let's get on. Right, well, now is the time, as the old hardcore song used to say.
Now is the time.
I've got to get the body off. I can't remember how the cage bolts in, so I better check and see how that goes, whether I can lift the cage off with a body. I'm sure I can. And then, yeah, let's get the body off time. Let's get cracking. Right, so a quick wander round. Ladder has to be undone, but that's got to be undone anyway, because that's how the buck is bolted to the cross member. So they've all got to be undone. The spare wheel carrier has got to be undone. Them bolts there are for the upright to here that goes down behind the lights. So that's got to be unbolted, both sides. Got them there as well. The middle bar is bolted there, so we can take them 2 bolts off and leave the actual clamps on the chassis, both sides. Front has already been taken off, so there's nothing there. It's just the clamps around there that have got to come off. Obviously they're already loose from where the wings came off, so that's fine. And then just the normal mounts and stuff. So I'll start going around and undoing things, I think. And also the rock sliders have got to come off, because obviously to get to the body to be able to lift, I've got to have these out the way. So they've also got to come off. Just a quick interjection. Right, I got the driver's rear wheel off. I'm going to go around one corner at a time. So I've got to undo the roll cage there from the chassis. You can't really see, hang on. There we go. You can see that goes up and bolts to the body. But if I just unbolt that there, that will come with it. I've got to remove these power lines for the secondary battery, because they're on the body. We might be all right, I just got to check them. I've got to undo these 2 here. Can you just see that? Yeah, them 2 there. And then that will leave the mounts on the chassis and take the actual crossbar up with it, I believe. We should be clear. I've got to undo the fuel filler necks and the the filler neck and the breather, because obviously they're attached to the body and the tank is on the chassis. And I've got to undo or pull this out when we get to the front, because we'll undo it from the front because it just slides in this tube. So that's that in this corner. Oh, and the earth leads there as well off the chassis. And yeah, right, I'll get this done. Right, we've got these off. So that's the long bolts, the ones for the roll cage, and the 2 nuts for the spare wheel carrier. The earths are off, and I did undo the U-bolts in the end, because getting around the back of them would probably be all right, but they've got to come off anyway, so I might as well just be undone there. Fuel pipes are off, so that's ready to go. So this arch, I think, is ready. Next one. Right, hopefully you can hear me over the music, because I can't be asked to go upstairs and stop it. But I have taken off the same bolts there, the same bolts there, and then the 2 smaller bolts are the ones that hold the step through the cross member. I have just realised that I've got to undo those. I haven't undone them on the other side, but I think I'll get the rock sliders off first, and I can probably get to them a bit easier. So that's this corner done for now. The only other thing I have just noticed is the tow bar wiring that goes down there, so I need to pull that through. Right, I've got the rock sliders off. I have left the bolts in loose, because obviously the whole bulkhead is being supported on that. I've undone the supports here, the brackets that hold to the chassis. I've undone the steering arm, obviously, and that. Obviously I can't show you now, but I've tapped it out and it moves freely, so that should come out no problem at all. Right, next I need to whip that fuel filter off. Right, I didn't need to take the fuel filter off because it's not actually connected to anything anymore. That was obviously when it was in with a 300. I have disconnected the brake lines. So that is, probably just hear that, that's dripping. So that should be clear, ready for the morning. I've undone this one, but nothing come out worryingly. So I need to double check that line in case it's kinked somewhere. But I think we're ready to lift the body off in the morning. So I'll leave it overnight and I'll come back to you tomorrow morning. Right, so it's Friday morning. You can see I'm a little bit more trimmed than I was yesterday. And obviously going through the videos yesterday that I took, I realised when I said today we'd be ready to lift the body off. Well, we will, but obviously not yet because I haven't undone the rear cross member still, nor the front of the buck, like I showed inside the wheel arches. So that's the first job today, get all that undone, and then hopefully we can lift the body off. So let's crack on. Right, I couldn't get the ramp in the right place, or the arms of the ramp in the right place with the wheels on. So forklift to the rescue, wheels off, I'll position the ramp and then hopefully remove the forklift and we can start lifting the body, fingers crossed. I think everything's undone, we'll soon see. Right, I couldn't get the body to lift and I couldn't work out why. Everything seemed to be disconnected. So I went away and had a cup of tea and come back and I realised these bars that bolt to the back of the cross member and up inside to the mount in there, they've got that bit. So they're trapped inside the rear cross member. That's why it wouldn't lift. So obviously I had to unbolt the whole lot in the end. So now let's try and lift this off. And there we go, it is split. So, now I need to move this, well, I need to move all those two cars, move this over to there and put the cars here, and then we can start transferring stuff from the chassis onto the new chassis over there. So, let's have a cup of tea, bite to eat, and carry on. Right, it's in this side. It's in with the Maer chassis, so now it's time just to start swapping things over. So I think I'm going to start at the back and work my way forward. So, tow bar first. Well then, the tow bar is off the old chassis. Can't really see it, but it's on the new chassis. So that's it for this week. Oh, my head's steaming. Next week I'll come in and I'll do all the rest. So I'll start with the rear axle and suspension, etc. We are going airbags on this truck, but I have got airbags in stock, but I'll probably just put it on springs just for current, for moving it about and doing bits and pieces, because it's a bit more rigid. And then once it's all together, we'll chuck the springs under. I'm still steaming. Anyway, have a lovely weekend. Like, subscribe and share, and come back next week and we'll get this back on the road. Well, not on the road, but back rolling and together. And then we can start on the other Defender. See you later, guys. Have a good one. Ta-da.